Hey, it's attorney Ashley Goggins with Free Game Friday. Today we are going to be talking about why you should never pay cash for child support purposes. Why you should never pay cash for child support to the other parent. Okay, so before we get started, go ahead, if you are watching this live or if you're watching the replay or watching it on YouTube, wherever you are, go ahead and click the share button and share someone that may need this information. This could be a father that is expecting. This could be a father that is going through a child support issue with the other parent. This could be a former spouse that does not have an income withholding order or an income deduction order. It could be a neighbor, a friend. You never know who needs this information, so go ahead and share this out. If you are getting value from this, please tag somebody that may need this information. Now, as always, you can go to freegamefriday.com. That is where you can enter and submit your questions that you would like for me to answer here live on Facebook. So I am going to go ahead and share this out myself before we get started. And remember, you can go to freegamefriday.com if you do have any questions that you would like answered live. And sometimes I do them on YouTube. Sometimes I put the replay on YouTube, so they can be answered in any format. Now I just have to find the live. Let's see. Okay. Now share. Okay, I got it all shared out. Okay. Now, excuse my voice. I am battling a cold. It's the longest cold I've ever had. But I'm pushing through and I'm showing up for you guys today. Okay. The question is, why you should never pay child support in cash? The biggest reason that you should never pay child support in cash is there is no paper trail. You are not going to be able to prove or calculate how much you have provided should you be in a situation where you have to show some type of evidence of how much you have paid to the other parent or the parent that has the child the majority of the time. Specifically, I see this in cases where there's a parent that is getting put on child support. Usually a father is getting put on child support. He shows up to the final hearing. He has all of this information. He has receipts scattered everywhere from when the child was 2. The child is now 7. He's discussing what he has done for the child. He's brought Pampers. He's purchased car seats, and he's paid for after school activities or whatever the case may be. The court, they want a number. They want to know how much you paid. And if that is disputed by the other parent or the parent that was receiving the money, allegedly, then you're going to have some paper proof of how much you paid. Now, unless you're the type of person that keeps every single receipt for every single thing, and you have tallied it up before you got to court, then you are likely going to get, I don't want to use the word, I don't want to use a curse word, but you're likely not going to get your full credit for how much you paid, essentially. So the best and easiest way to account for how much you paid and to keep a running total of how much you paid is to make the payments electronically. I always hear some of my clients, our potential clients, say that, well, I've always, most of the time I paid cash. I didn't have Cash App. And I'm like, there's no way to prove that. So if you have a $20,000, $10,000, or even a $5,000 arrears balance for the last 24 months, because in Florida you can go back 24 months. So for instance, let's just say you're in court It's your first time being put on child support. The child is 5 years old. Let's just say you're ordered to pay $900. $900. They can't go back to date of birth, but they can go back 24 months. So they can go back 24 months. So they go back in the last 24 months from the date of filing. That is the date that they have filed the petition to request child support. So we're going to do $900. We're going to multiply that by 24. We multiply that by 24. That's $21,600 in arrears. So unless you can show that you've made a payment of $21,600, that is going to now be your arrears balance, unless the mother agrees and gives you some credit. There are instances where the mother will give credit or not ask for arrears. Or they'll say to the court, oh, he's giving me about $5,000. So if you can't show anything above the $5,000, you're stuck with $16,000. So this is why it's important to have some type of proof. It's for your protection. Someone may call you up, and the parent that's asking for the money, they call you up. Hey, I need $200. Hey, I need $100 to get Brianna's hair done. Hey, little Scotty needs a haircut. I don't know. Whatever it may be trivial to you, but it adds up in the long run. Both parties are supposed to take care of the child for 18 years. I have cases where parents don't get put on child support until the child is 16, 17 years old. 16, 17 years old. They can put you on child support all the way up until the child is 18. And then they can still get their 2 years of back pay. So a paper trail and lack of evidence is why you should never pay cash for child support. It's faster to pay electronically now. It's not, hey, come over here and meet me. Come over here to this side of town to get the money. No, it's much easier to just pay electronically, because you can go to your Cash App or your Zelle or your Venmo, or if you guys have the same bank account, you can transfer the funds. All of that can be used as evidence. I have had some clients where they have brought up their Cash App, and although Cash App, before, they used to add how much you've given to a party. I don't believe they're still doing that, but you can go to your ex-girlfriend or your child's mother. You can go to their name, and then you can see how much you provided, and we tally that up, and that is how much credit you can expect to get, unless the other party has provided you with more credit or giving you more credit. And the last thing I'll say about that is, if you are not on child support and you and the mother have come to an agreement, or you and the other parent have come to an agreement, make regular and consistent payments. If you are doing in-kind payments, in-kind means you bought your daughter a pen. The pen is worth $1. You have to keep track of all of those receipts, and you have to keep track of it monthly, because in that example I given you before, if you have a consultation with me and I run your child support guidelines, and you are supposed to be paying her $500 a month, but you're only giving her $300, or whatever you're doing on a monthly basis is only worth $300, then that's not going to be enough. You're going to be in a deficit of $200. So a lot of times, if you are unsure about what your estimated child support obligation would be, just go get a consultation with a lawyer and run your guidelines so that you'll know. Sometimes I have men call me and they are coming to agreements with the mother outside of child support, and I'm like, hey buddy, you need to pay what she's asking you to pay, because if she goes to the Department of Revenue before you open up a case for time sharing or for child support or for all of that to be done in one case, you're underpaying right now. So if you guys come to an agreement and she's asking you for an amount there's no way really for you to know if that's the actual amount that you should be paying, because it's based on the gross income of both parties. Both parties. That means income you receive before anything is taken out, before expenses, anything. It's your gross hourly rate. So if you make $10 an hour, it's 10 times 40. That's your weekly gross wage. You multiply that by 52. That's 52 weeks in a year, and you divide it by 12. That's how you get your gross monthly income. And the same goes for the other party. That combined income, the combined gross income, that is how you calculate child support. So that's a whole nother lie for a whole nother day, but have a paper trail, have some proof, have some evidence, or it's going to kick you in the you know what. It is going to harm you if you have yourself in a family law court or a child support administrative hearing and there is a back play or an arrears claim. Just pay it. Does anybody have any questions about that before I hop off? Remember, paper trail, evidence. You need a paper trail. It can be any electronic means. If you're old school and want to pay by money order, you better keep all those little receipts that they have. Those little receipts that you have to tear off, you better keep those. But who wants to do that? So just pay it electronically. Get her bank account information. If you're old school, drop it off to the bank. Her bank. Because you can always show proof of that. But again, you're keeping little bits of paper receipts when you can just do an electronic transfer. Okay, well, no questions. Remember to go to freegamefriday.com. Remember, if you want a question and answer live through social media, that could be Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, submit it at freegamefriday.com. Again, this is based on Florida law, so if you are not in Florida, unfortunately, this advice may not or probably does not apply to you and your situation. But if I can help in any way, I'm always happy to help. Give this broad information regarding child support, family law matters, divorce, custody, time sharing, parenting plans, contempts, alimony, all things family law. That's what you can find me here discussing. So I will see you guys the next time. And don't forget to share this out with a friend. You guys have a great weekend.